In a significant gathering that underscores the ongoing complexities of global trade relations, Chinese President Xi Jinping met with a select group of international business leaders in Beijing on March 28, 2025. This meeting, held at the Great Hall of the People, aimed to bolster foreign investment in China amid escalating trade tensions, particularly with the United States. As the global economic landscape continues to shift, Xi's outreach reflects both a strategic charm offensive and a recognition of the challenges facing foreign companies operating in China. Attending the meeting were high-profile executives from major corporations including Amin Nasser of Saudi Aramco, Oliver Zipse of BMW, Akio Toyoda of Toyota, and Raj Subramaniam of FedEx, among others. The presence of these leaders highlights the importance of China as a market and manufacturing hub despite recent declines in foreign investment. We must maintain the stability of global supply chains, Xi emphasized during the meeting, reiterating China's potential for investors. This sentiment is crucial as many companies weigh the risks of increasing their stakes in a country where regulatory and market conditions are becoming increasingly uncertain. The backdrop of the meeting includes a notable decline in foreign investments in China, which dropped to $116 billion last year from $163 billion in 2023 and a peak of $189 billion in 2022, according to the Ministry of Commerce. This downturn is largely attributed to escalating tensions with the United States, where firms are increasingly cautious about making new investments due to tightening national security laws and a deteriorating domestic market. Surveys conducted by foreign chambers of commerce reveal that many industries in China are grappling with overcapacity and falling prices, further complicating the investment landscape. Despite these challenges, the German automotive industry has emerged as a notable exception, demonstrating resilience and an ongoing commitment to investing in China. German automakers have accounted for a substantial portion of new investments from the European Union, with BMW recently increasing its stake in a Chinese joint venture and announcing plans to leverage artificial intelligence technology developed in collaboration with Alibaba for its in-car assistant. Similarly, Volkswagen's establishment of a new electric vehicle factory in central China signifies a shift towards local manufacturing that caters specifically to the Chinese market. This meeting with global executives comes on the heels of the China Development Forum, where other influential leaders such as Tim Cook from Apple and Steven Schwarzman from Blackstone also convened to discuss economic prospects. The timing is crucial as new tariffs proposed by the Biden administration loom on the horizon, potentially impacting trade dynamics between the two largest economies in the world. As Xi Jinping navigates this complex landscape, the implications of this meeting extend beyond immediate investments. It is a clear signal of China's intent to engage with global business leaders while simultaneously addressing the concerns that have led many to reconsider their strategies in the region. The coming months will likely see how these discussions translate into tangible investments and whether foreign companies can overcome the hurdles presented by an increasingly stringent regulatory environment. In conclusion, the meeting between Xi Jinping and global business leaders is not just a diplomatic gesture. It is a strategic move aimed at reassuring investors of China's long-term potential amidst rising geopolitical tensions. As the world watches closely, the outcomes of these discussions will be pivotal in shaping the future of international business relations with China and determining whether the nation can regain its status as a favored destination for foreign investment. In a clear reaffirmation of China's commitment to globalization amid rising protectionism, President Xi Jinping addressed a gathering of prominent business leaders in Beijing on March 28, 2025. Among the attendees were hedge fund magnate Ray Dalio and Samsung Electronics chief Li Jae-yong, who listened as Xi articulated a vision for a more open and collaborative global trade environment. His remarks come at a pivotal time when tensions with the United States have escalated, particularly following the imposition of tariffs by the Trump administration, which Xi criticized as detrimental to international commerce. During the meeting held in the historic Great Hall of the People, Xi acknowledged the severe challenges facing global trade, citing the increasing trend of unilateralism and protectionism that threatens economic stability. She declared multilateralism is the inevitable choice for addressing the difficulties and challenges facing the world, and economic globalization is an unstoppable historical trend. This statement serves as a direct counter to the isolationist policies favored by some Western leaders, particularly in the US, which she suggests could undermine global economic progress. China's recent attempts to attract foreign investment are underscored by its positioning as a defender of the multilateral trading system, a stance that has become increasingly critical as the geopolitical landscape shifts. All parties should work together to uphold the global economic order, he urged, emphasizing the need for cooperation to foster an environment conducive to trade and investment. However, despite Xi's assurances, foreign businesses in China continue to voice concerns regarding an uneven playing field. Issues such as intellectual property theft and a lack of regulatory transparency persist, complicating the investment landscape for international firms. A recent counter-espionage law enacted in 2023 has further exacerbated these concerns, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty that many believe discourages foreign investment. Amid these challenges, the U.S. has also been navigating its own difficulties in fostering a constructive relationship with China. The Minsk Group, a U.S. due diligence firm, recently revealed that China had released several local employees who had been detained for over 2 years amid a crackdown on foreign consultancies. This development highlights the tensions that have characterized U.S.-China relations and the apprehensions that foreign businesses face in an increasingly hostile environment. Xi's meeting with business leaders comes at a crucial juncture for China, as its economic growth has shown signs of faltering. With exports having previously surged to record highs, the impact of U.S. tariffs threatens to dampen these figures significantly. By advocating for a more open marketplace, Xi aims to reassure international stakeholders of China's commitment to economic liberalization despite the rising tide of nationalism and protectionism in various parts of the world. As global leaders grapple with these complex issues, Xi's call for multilateral cooperation remains a significant point of discussion. The future of globalization as championed by China will likely depend on the responses of other nations and the ongoing negotiations that shape international trade agreements. With the global economy still reeling from the impacts of recent geopolitical tensions, the path forward will require concerted efforts to bridge divides and foster collaboration in the face of uncertainty. The next few years will be critical in determining whether Xi's vision for an interconnected global economy will prevail against the backdrop of rising protectionist sentiments. In a strategic bid to revitalize foreign investment amidst a challenging economic landscape, Chinese President Xi Jinping has made a compelling appeal to global business leaders. Speaking at a high-profile gathering in Beijing on March 28, 2025, Xi sought to reassure investors about the viability and potential of the Chinese market as the world's second-largest economy grapples with a protracted slowdown exacerbated by a housing crisis and heightened geopolitical tensions. China has always been and will certainly be an ideal, safe and promising investment destination for foreign investors, Xi declared, addressing executives from major corporations including Toyota, Samsung Electronics, and Blackstone. His remarks come at a crucial time when foreign direct investment (FDI) into China has seen a significant decline, with a reported 20% drop in the first 2 months of the year following a staggering 27.1% decrease in total annual FDI in 2024. The backdrop of Xi's address is marked by a dual challenge: a domestic economy faltering under the weight of a real estate crisis and a trade war with the United States that has introduced significant uncertainty. Massive overbuilding in the property sector has tied up trillions of dollars, eroding consumer confidence and stymieing economic activity. The U.S. tariff policies, including a blanket 20% tariff on all Chinese imports, have further complicated the landscape, leading to retaliatory measures from Beijing. Despite these hurdles, Xi emphasized the latent potential within China's vast domestic market of 1.4 billion consumers. China contains huge investment and consumption potential, he stated, reiterating the government's commitment to fostering an environment conducive to foreign investment. He promised to enhance market access, ensure fair treatment for foreign businesses, and improve communication with investors. Xi's charm offensive is not merely about attracting capital, it is also a subtle rebuke to the protectionist sentiments brewing in the US. He warned against the dangers of unilateralism, urging multinational corporations to resist pressures that could destabilize global supply chains. Blocking others' paths will ultimately only obstruct your own, he cautioned, hinting at the detrimental effects of decoupling from international trade networks. Notably, Xi's outreach to foreign investors coincides with a broader strategy by Beijing to stimulate growth through extensive economic measures, including a projected 300 billion yuan $41.3 billion in consumer rebates aimed at revitalizing spending. The Chinese government has set a modest growth target of approximately 5% for the year, a figure analysts deem ambitious given the current economic headwinds. The gathering of business leaders included prominent figures such as the CEOs of FedEx, Qualcomm, and BMW, who engaged in discussions about enhancing their investments in China. Their presence reflects a cautious optimism. Many companies are keen to maintain a foothold in one of the world's largest markets despite ongoing geopolitical frictions. Moreover, the recent China Development Forum, attended by 86 multinational companies, indicated a willingness among foreign executives to continue engagement in China provided that the government addresses their concerns regarding market access and regulatory transparency. As the economic landscape continues to evolve, the success of Xi's initiative will depend on the Chinese government's ability to navigate the complex interplay of domestic challenges and international relations. The coming weeks will be pivotal as the U.S. administration is expected to unveil additional tariffs, further testing the resilience of China's economic strategy. In conclusion, Xi's appeal to foreign investors not only underscores China's commitment to attracting foreign capital but also reflects the broader challenges facing the global economy. As China endeavors to assert itself as a stable investment destination, the interplay of external pressures and internal reforms will be crucial in determining the trajectory of its economic recovery. The coming months will reveal whether Xi's optimistic vision can translate into tangible results amidst a landscape fraught with uncertainty. In a rapidly evolving geopolitical landscape, the intersection of military prowess and cutting-edge technology has never been more critical. Recent developments highlight the increasing integration of artificial intelligence (AI) within military frameworks across the globe as nations recognize its potential to enhance operational efficiency and strategic decision-making. However, this surge in AI adoption is not without its concerns, prompting a necessary discourse among experts regarding the implications of such technologies in warfare. Countries around the world are heavily investing in AI technologies with a particular focus on employing these tools to automate various military operations. The ability to analyze vast datasets and provide insights in real time can significantly expedite decision-making processes. For instance, AI systems can assist in identifying targets and generating actionable strategies under human oversight, which could enhance battlefield effectiveness and reduce response times. However, as we embrace the advantages of AI in military settings, experts caution against a phenomenon known as automation bias. This concept describes a tendency among operators to overly trust AI-generated recommendations or predictions, often at the expense of their own judgment and experience. Ashley Deeks, a legal scholar and former associate White House counsel, emphasizes the risks associated with this mindset, noting that individuals may inadvertently place blind faith in AI systems due to the assumption that these technologies possess superior analytical capabilities. Further complicating the situation is the inherent opacity of AI systems, often referred to as black boxes. The algorithms that drive these technologies can be extraordinarily complex, making it challenging for users to discern how a particular conclusion or recommendation was reached. This lack of transparency raises significant questions about accountability and trust in military operations where high-stakes decisions are made. As nations ramp up their military AI capabilities, a growing concern exists regarding the ethical and operational challenges posed by these advancements. While AI can undeniably streamline processes, the reliance on these technologies must be balanced against the need for human judgment, especially in scenarios where decisions could have life or death consequences. The potential for AI to reshape military strategies is evident. But it brings to light critical discussions about the human element in warfare. As countries continue to explore the integration of AI into their military operations, the dialogue surrounding its use will need to evolve in tandem, addressing both the opportunities and risks associated with this transformative technology. In conclusion, the ongoing AI arms race in the military sector serves as a powerful reminder of the dual-edged nature of technological advancement. As nations leverage AI capabilities, it is imperative that they remain vigilant about the ethical implications and operational challenges that come with such innovations. The future of warfare may very well hinge on the ability to strike a delicate balance between human intuition and machine efficiency. In a significant move on the global diplomatic stage, China's top diplomat Wang Yi is set to visit Moscow next week. A trip that underscores the complex geopolitical dynamics surrounding the ongoing war in Ukraine. With tensions escalating following Russia's military actions, the visit marks a crucial moment for Sino-Russian relations and sets the groundwork for President Xi Jinping's imminent trip to Russia in May. Wang's three-day visit commencing Monday was announced by Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Wei Jiaquan. He emphasized that China aims to utilize this opportunity to strengthen the cooperation established between the two nations, stating, "China is willing to take this visit as an opportunity to work with Russia to promote the implementation of the important consensus reached by the two heads of state." The discussions are expected to delve into not only the future of Sino-Russian relations but also pressing international and regional issues, including the critical situation in Ukraine. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov is scheduled to meet with Wang on Tuesday, where they will discuss high-level contacts between their nations and the prospects for resolving the Ukraine crisis, as reported by Russian news agency TASS. This dialogue comes at a time when U.S. President Donald Trump is actively seeking a ceasefire in Ukraine, aiming to reduce bilateral tensions with Russia. The backdrop of Wang's visit is marked by the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, which has sparked widespread international condemnation and led to severe sanctions against Russia by Western nations. China's position on the matter has been somewhat ambiguous as it attempts to balance its partnership with Russia while navigating the complexities of its own international relations, particularly with the United States. Analysts note that Wang's upcoming discussions will be pivotal in determining how both nations will respond to the evolving geopolitical landscape. According to experts, the meeting could potentially lead to enhanced economic and military collaboration between China and Russia, a factor that could further complicate the West's efforts to isolate Moscow. This diplomatic engagement signifies a broader trend of increased cooperation between China and Russia, particularly in light of their shared interests in countering Western influence. As China continues to expand its global footprint, the implications of Wang's visit could resonate far beyond the immediate discussions, potentially shaping the future of international relations in the region. As the world watches closely, the outcomes of Wang Yi's discussions in Moscow will likely set the tone for President Xi's forthcoming visit and could influence the trajectory of Sino-Russian relations in this turbulent geopolitical climate. The evolving dynamics present both challenges and opportunities for China as it seeks to assert its role on the world stage while managing its relationships with key global powers. In conclusion, as these diplomatic dialogues unfold, the international community remains keenly interested in how they will affect the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and the broader geopolitical landscape, particularly amidst rising tensions between major powers. Future developments will undoubtedly be shaped by the outcomes of these critical discussions, highlighting the intricate web of diplomacy that defines contemporary global politics.